Okay, welcome. Okay, I just have to do a few shares here. So as you come in, please let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you are working on, and then let us know how we can be of help to you. This is a Trailblazers group, and this is a Trailblazers chat, a gladiators chat. People help us chat, okay? People who are committed to helping the lives of other people thrive and make it in life. And I know that as we do this, then we get much better in our personal lives as well, okay? So if you get here, just give me a thumbs up, let me know, and then I can be able to let you know how we can be able to work together as well. Today is an extension from the kind of topic that we've been having time and again. It's been quite awesome being on this journey with all of us, and I know that it's been quite helpful for most of us. Okay, so I need to be able to set my lighting very well. But welcome. Okay, hello Major Court, good evening. Good evening. George, good evening. Okay. Yeah, Jahura, good evening. Awesome to have you. Awesome to have you here. Okay, if you get here, just let us know where you're watching from, and then let us know what you're currently doing. Okay, the kind that you're currently doing. For those of us that are getting into coaching, Hamid, you're watching from UAE. It's awesome to have you. You're such an encouragement, Hamid. I hope that you know that you're such an encouragement in this people helping platform, and I hope that you can embrace it and know that so many people are going to be transformed, so many people are going to be changed because you said yes to your calling, okay? Because you said yes to what you feel inside of you. You could not just settle, but you really have committed your life to changing others, okay? So welcome. Let us know. Thank you so much. You said you're watching from UAE. What are you currently working on? What kind of help do you need? We are here to hold each other's hand, and then we are here to make it big. Annette Nahewa, good to have you. Thank you so much for joining in. Where are you from? And then what are you currently doing with your life? One thing that I will not stop asking is what you're currently doing, because then that gives me a clue into what you're doing. Jen, that is from Bwebaja, glad to have you. I'm glad that when we switch the day from Monday to Tuesday, George, you're saying you are watching from Zambia. Good to have you. Anita, you're saying hello, Major Coach. Good evening. Watching from Entebbe. Good to have you, Anita. And then Jonathan, you're saying you're watching from Lugazi. Good to have you as well. Okay. In case you have a question, this is an issue of first come, first serve. I want to be able to answer those questions. So if you have a question, please get in touch. Send your question here. I'll be able to note it down, and then I'll be able to respond to it. I don't want us to go through life without a sense of clarity. I don't want us to go through life with a lot of guesswork. Some of us have gone through a life of guesswork. Why? Because we didn't know what to do, and maybe we didn't have people to hold our hands back then. So we stumbled about everything or upon everything. We learned the hard way, but I do not want anyone else to learn the hard way if I learned the hard way. Thank you for the opportunity. You're saying, okay, let me, I hope I can be able to read that. Okay, you're saying, hello, Coach Natasha. I love you from SETA. You love you too. And thank you so much for joining in. And you realize for the some people that are joining us are actually fresh sign-ups. That is Gladiator 4 signing up for the last cohort of the year. And then we have Gladiators 3 that are finishing their cohort, okay? And then we have the people that are trailblazers, okay, in the Hold My Hand membership. And so many times I know that we go about life differently. We have so many things that we are doing. Jana, good to have you. You're saying hello, Coach. Good to have you. I need to know what you're working on. I need to know where you need the help. I need to know what clarity you need today, so we can be able to break down that clarity for you, okay? For those of you that were in Coach Experience, that is last Friday, we talked about frustration, and who did I have a time of my life talking about frustration being your best friend, a best friend that you have not known for the longest time, a best friend that you are not so sure about. You have ghosted this best friend for so many times. But when it comes to life and you going from level to level, Jen, you're saying what is the difference between counseling and coaching? Okay, between counseling and coaching. Okay, we talked about that difference, but we're going to talk about it in a bit. I was still talking about frustration, and I said that frustration is your best friend. Whenever you're frustrated, that means there's something that is not going right, something that you think you should have hit a milestone, or you should have reached a different level, or you should have left that level. Harriet, good to have you. Oh, so nice having you. Triumphant Dove Show, good to have you, and happy to have you here as well. So when it comes to frustration, I actually thought about it after that event. I thought about frustration quite a bit, and I came up with you know how a lady goes into labor, that becomes frustration for them. They are into labor. They have to be able to give birth to this baby, and because the time is up and this baby has to come out, there is frustration, and that is why the body goes through pain. It tenses up. There's a lot of pain, and you know, a lot must be done in anticipation that this baby must be able to be out. But we all know that most of the times the ladies are actually counting down days, they're counting down hours, and they're so sure I'm supposed to give birth in this month. And when that month comes, they don't need any warning. All the warning that they need is their body goes through pain, and that is the pain to birth something, to give something, to expel something out of their body, or to expel this baby out of their body. And you realize that so many times when a woman takes long in labor, you realize that they go through tremendous pain, or very terrible pain, and they get tired. And when you get tired, it is said that even the baby gets tired, okay? And the baby gets frustrated because it knows this is time for me to be out. I shouldn't be in here. There is no perhaps enough oxygen for me. The space has grown small, okay? So I must be able to push out, to go out. I need this extra power to push me out, so that I can be able to breathe on my own, so that I can be able to not be dependent on my mother's food in the umbilical cord. So you realize that frustration for both the mother and the baby. So the mother is able to garner the strength to actually push the baby, and the baby is able to actually help themselves to propel themselves out. But when it takes long, now this is where it applies to so many of us. So many of us signed up for the mentorship. Why? Number one, because we felt a sense of frustration. And that frustration could have been low-key, that frustration could have been big, but you sensed a frustration and said that, you know what, I should be able to give birth to this baby. Okay, so that is Hamid, you're saying currently I'm a bit down, but still doing research. With 5 years of experience, I know how hard it is for a girl child or woman to survive here in Arab countries. When I needed a hand, Allah directed me to this platform. And I am so glad. I am so glad that you joined us. You can't, every time I receive a message from you, every time I hear from you, I see how resilient you are and how pushing forward you are. And that must have been brought about by the same thing that we are talking about, that you felt frustrated because you needed to help these people. These people needed help. And so that frustration sent you to actually this platform, to sign up, to come and join this tribe of trailblazers, of change makers, of change agents, of gladiators that are willing to change the world one soul at a time. Okay? So because of that same frustration, maybe you were tired of where you were. Some of us could have been tired about what kind of money we earn, or we could have been tired of the jobs that we are doing that are not really in alignment with our purpose. Some of us could have gotten tired of not having enough knowledge and enough information about certain things. Some of us could have been frustrated because we see the people that we want to target and people we want to help are actually helpless. And you're asking yourself, how can I help? And when you figured out, you're like, you know what? The first step for me to help is to be able to sign up for mentorship. And that is why you are here. So that means you are doing the right thing. But I don't want you to take long. I know that the issues of the world, I know the problems of the world can come and take you and divert you and take your time and distract you. But I want you to remain the course. I want you to find out what is most important to you, and I want you to be able to focus on that. When the woman is giving birth, she knows in that moment whether who is calling, whether there's a juicy job, whether there's as in what they are currently focused on is giving birth to this child. So many times I've gone to the hospital. For me, incidentally, it's really not pushing, because for all my 3 children, it has been C-section. But you realize that I go to hospital with one agenda and one agenda only. One agenda to have that baby out of my belly. One, because I am frustrated. It's maybe it's been a long time and I'm just tired. I am too heavy. I get to 125 kilos when I am pregnant. I'm literally like an elephant. And so when it comes closer and closer in anticipation, I'm only just thinking about one thing, that baby getting out of my body. But I need that baby healthy and I need to be healthy. But that frustration just pushes me. Yesterday I was talking to, I think I was talking to Tim, and I was telling him, do you know the injection, that injection they give you, the anesthesia that they give you? Do you know how the injection looks like? It's like those of cows, like they are big. And then, I mean, someone will, when they take you to theater, they tell you, sit still, do not even shake your body. Why? Because they're going to just paralyze the one body, the downer part, and that's all. And you have to sit still, and they have to calculate the bones in your backbone to make sure that they have a proper mark where they are supposed to inject. And and then after that, you're done. You cannot hear anything on the lower part of the body, but you can see, you can everything, you know exactly what's going on. But what you're thinking is, you're frustrated. All you want is this baby should be out. Okay, so I want you to know that frustration is your friend. Frustration is pushing you to the next level. For frustration is you asking yourself, what can I do in this situation? What can I do? And that is what I want you to focus on. Must I research? Must I be mentored? Must I join a platform where there are like-minded people that are also pursuing the same thing and they want to help others? Do I sign up to the same platform where there are people that are willing to make income out of the passion, out of their purpose, and out of something that they love? Do I join a platform where people are there to be their own bosses and they can determine how much work they do, where they do it from, and how exactly they do? So I need you to know that frustration at every angle. Whether you're in a relationship and you're frustrated, I need you to ask yourself, what is this frustration telling me? Just imagine if a mother stayed at home and the labor pain came and the mother was like, you know what, I don't think this is really important. I have heard of ladies that have not gotten the worst of pains, and maybe they just think, you know what, this is not the real labor. I'm waiting for real labor. And guess what? They gave birth at home because they were waiting for too much pain, and the too much pain did not come. They didn't know that this time will be different. So I want you to ask yourself, what is this pain telling me? What is this frustration telling me? Because it is saying something, and you must be able to listen to what the frustration is telling you. Maybe your frustration is telling you it is time to go deeper. Maybe your frustration is telling you it is time to change a job. Maybe your frustration is telling you there's something more to your life than just sitting there and doing a job 9 to 5. Maybe your frustration is telling you there is more to your purpose. There is more to your calling. God created you with a purpose. Find out what that purpose is. Maybe your frustration is telling you that you could help so many people on this earth if you do not sit on your gift and your calling. Maybe your frustration is telling you something. So I'm glad and so happy, and I commend everyone that has joined this platform to work with us. I want you to dig deeper and get a sense of clarity. What is this frustration telling me? Let me tell you, we get frustrations before now. I got the frustration about my weight, and definitely through the breastfeeding, through everything, and you're like, you know what, maybe this is not the time. But when the time came for me to start my weight loss journey, I felt frustrated at all angles. I remember Tim used to tell me that, but you shouldn't be frustrated. The baby is even not a year. The baby is not even a year and a half, and we will find time. We will go to gym. But remember, I was the one that was frustrated. I was the one that was not fit. I was the one that did not like the way I looked. I was the one that could not fit into my clothes. So you know that frustration is individual. You cannot be frustrated as a bandwagon. You cannot be frustrated wholesomely as a couple. You cannot be. Your personal growth is your individual journey. Whatever you add onto yourself, the research that you're going to do, the commitment that you're going to do, you don't sign up for a course as a group. You sign up as an individual. Yes, you will find the like-minded people, but you grow grow as an individual. And alone you came. I don't know whether you had that saying in school, that alone you came and alone you will go. There is more to my purpose. And that should be a frustration. It's unsettling inside of you. Every time you're at work, you feel tired, you feel agitated, you feel irritated, you feel irritable. Sometimes you're snapping at people. Why? Because it is time. Okay, you're supposed to be in a different in a different season of your, not even season, but level of your life. Okay, there are levels, and let me tell you, God unveils a level after another. How I started is not where I am. Where I started 15 years ago is not where I am. Where I am right now is better than I ever envisioned in my life. I didn't know that this growth is even possible. The kind of growth I'm experiencing, the kind of acceleration, the kind of success, I didn't know that was possible. Remember, my background is not that good. Maybe I should have thought, you know what, where I have gotten is enough. But no place has ever been enough. I have promised myself I will never arrive. I will never get to a place where I totally settle and say there is nothing more for me to do in this life. There will always be something for me to do in this world. So Desire, good to have you, good to have you, good to have you. So frustration is your friend. Whenever you get frustrated, ask yourself, what is this frustration telling me? What must I change? What must I work on? What must I improve? Where must I be more vigilant? What, as in, give it a keen eye and give it a keen ear, and make sure you ask if you need to, but seek the wisdom that you need to turn your life around. Okay. My dear Jeanette, I think you're the one that asked the difference between counseling and coaching, okay? When you talk about coaching is really like a vehicle that we use to move one person from point A to point B. So that means that coaching, you are seeking the development and the improvement of a person, of an individual, okay? And then you are able to help them grow. You're able to see their blind spots. You're able to see what is not going right. You're able to see the gaps. And so you're able to cover those gaps together with this person. And you realize that in coaching, you are just facilitating. You're helping someone to know their own blind spots, to come up with their own option, to come up with their own action plans. So you are not telling them what to do. Coaching is not advising. Coaching is not, no, it is facilitating someone's decision making and being able to bridge the gap between where they are and where they really want to be. And that is coaching for you. When you talk about counseling, now counseling is really most times what we do, because counseling is quite a huge vehicle. It's not just bridging the gap between where the person is and where they really want to be, but sometimes it's more about helping them understand the situation they are in, properly interpret it, and so they can be able to make a sober decision. And that is why counseling most times goes hand in hand with advising sometimes, okay? And so many times it goes hand in hand with mentorship. Mentorship is you have gone through something and you're helping someone else go through the same thing. You are married, and so you're helping other people to actually live better to live better marriages. Or you've gone through a situation, it could be like weight loss, and you have known the ways how to practice this, and now you're taking other people through that. But counseling sometimes has the traumatic events, and we are mostly dwelling on the past and finding out what are our childhood traumas. How can we be able to rewire our brains? How can we be able to garner the strength and the motivation to be able to come out of there and to create a better life that we really want? Okay, so that means in coaching, someone is not really affected by the past traumas, okay, and it's not really advising. They are somewhere, and you need to find them at their point of need and be able to help them move to where they really want to be. They could be earning small money and they really want to earn big monies. It could be about strategy, and they want to practice better strategies in order to grow in the coaching business, in order to grow in the consultation business and stuff like that. So I need you to understand the difference and know, who are you to the people? Are you a counselor? Are you a mentor? Are you a consultant? Are you a coach? Who are you to your people? Because after you know who you are to the people, then you ask yourself, who are my people? What is my tribe? What is my target audience? Who is my avatar? What is my niche? That is the next thing. So you know who you are to the people, you know who your people are, that is your avatar, and then you know what you deliver, that is your niche, and what you measure in and your deliverables. Okay, so we were still talking about frustration. And so that analogy of a child, that analogy of Paul, you're saying frustration leads to acceleration, motivation. Thanks a lot, coach. Last Friday's speech, it was amazing. Acceleration and motivation. Okay, it's a motivation for you to get to gear up from where you are, acceleration to get to heights that you have never been at, and we all deserve that. Okay, so I want you to not deny it. For those of you that are just signing up for mentorship or are just starting your journey on mentorship, remember, we are here to be able to grow together. We are here to be able to find and provide solutions to other people. Frustration is pointing us to something to improve, exactly, that this area of your life needs to be worked upon. It could be your relationship, could be your weight, could be your, your career. Yes, career ladder, and you're like, okay, I am very low in this area. I need to be able to improve it. Okay, so I need you to be able to listen attentively. Okay, and I don't need you to copycat, because your frustration is not my frustration. And some of us, when we wait for other people to make up their minds, we are missing out on our time and we are losing our time. So you cannot wait for another person to be as frustrated as you are in order for you to team up with them, to work with them. Look for people that have your kind of energy, but more than anything, be a leader, be a go-getter. Don't be a person who waits on the whole bandwagon to be frustrated in order for you to move. You realize you will move when your purpose is in distress, when your purpose is frustrated, when you're agitated, when you're irritable, and you will irritate anyone or everyone around you. Why? Because time is passing you by. And let me tell you, sometimes when the seasons pass us by, coming back and being able to get those seasons is hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, it is possible, but sometimes it is very hard. So I want you never to deny what you are feeling. Feel your feelings, okay? Zero down on what next. What must I do? Some of us have zeroed down on what next and decided that what we want is mentorship, and that is why we are here, to be mentored, okay? To be mentored in the structures, to be mentored in the frameworks, to be mentored, to be coaches, to be speakers, okay? And to be bold brands, formidable brands, profitable brands, okay? That a skill that you get that can supplement a trait, and you're going to give it your whole, and nothing is going to take you off course. I know you will have a job. I know you can I be all? Okay, I need to be able to get the previous question, okay? I need to be able, can I be all? Is Savita. Frustration is a pointer. Exactly. We needed this coach watching from Kampala. All right. So yes, I will please make sure that you make some additions so that I can be able to come up with that. Now, frustration has come and you have decided to listen intently, and you know it's a skill that you need. Now you know that it's a skill that you need, that, you know what, I can be able to be a good speaker, a good motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, or a keynote speaker, or and those of you that have signed up, we are going to go through all those differences and create a framework of how do you speak, how do you speak your way to your cash, okay, to your money. How do you? Because public speaking has been my best income stream, public speaking, because I have more income streams, and income stream speaking is one of them, and then media personality is one of them, and then being an author is one of them. So you realize that I have coaching is one of them, okay? And so I have multiple dockets, the things that I do that actually bring in money, and facilitation is one of them. There's so many things that we keep doing, okay? And so most of these things I have literally and I came to this the counseling arena or the coaching arena after also being frustrated because I couldn't do anything. I was in the world of business, but I knew there was something more to me. And when I went to seek that knowledge, unfortunately, I started with a bachelor's, which bachelor's did not give me much sense as to what coaching and counseling was. And so that is how I have to find myself signing up for a master's. After a master's, that is how I had to sign up for a doctorate, why I really wanted to know. But unfortunately, I will tell you a fact that none of those actually gave me a proper clue as to what is actually happening. How should I deal with inconsistency when working with goals? We're going to talk about that. So you realize that now I venture into the world of self-searching and understanding there is something more to me, and school is not giving it to me. So I need to be able to break this code and find find out. And that is why I have the Mentorship Academy, to be able to pass on every skill that I have learned, to tell you that, by the way, you can be better than me, you can speak better than me, you can mentor people better than me, you can coach better than me, you can write better than me, you can do all those things. If I could do them with my kind of background, with my kind of everything that I have been through, that means if I'm here holding your hand, you have a chance to have an early start and to even do better than I have done. So my calling was created out of frustration, and I've shared it so many times that some of us, our purpose is born out of pain, okay? And some of us, because of that pain, then we want to go back and help those people in the same pain. Now, because I did not have a mentor for so long, that is how I went into full swing mentorship, okay? Because now accelerated mentorship or training is another income stream. But for me, I do not count it as that. I count it as a platform to groom the leaders of this generation to be able to take their positions. And the reason as to why you actually pay for mentorship is that you will respect it, you will show up for it, and you will do the work. You do not come here to be spoon-fed. You do not come here that I will tell you soft things. You come here so that you will get the real work done, okay? And that is where we start. So assignments and all must be done, handed in, we mark, okay? And if you go on for graduation, we tick you and we say you have gone on for graduation. Can I be a coach, mentor, counselor, and motivational speaker? Now, I will tell you for a fact, yes, you can be, okay? Because sometimes in a coaching session or a mentoring session, you can actually be a coach, a mentor, and a counselor in one session, depending on how you approach issues. So it doesn't mean that someone can be a mentor. For example, in accelerated mentorship, I am full-time into mentoring. When it comes to Hold My Hand membership, I am full-time coaching, okay? And so when it comes to other platforms where I'm invited to speak, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a motivational speaker. Actually, not a motivational speaker, but a transformational speaker. Because again, I want it to be applicable so that you can be able to go and put it into practice. So you realize that you can be all the three in one, but sometimes you have to choose who you are. Like in the mentorship right now, I am purely a mentor using the yardstick of what I have gone through, the experience I've been able to amass, together with the research of the people that are making it in the industry, what exactly they are doing, and then I'm able to give you a package that is able to stimulate you, that is able to polish you, that is able to send you out in the world to give the help that is so much needed, to hold other people's hand and to profit from that, okay? So this is not just about you holding other people's hand. It's about your purpose, it's about your passion, and it's about your paycheck, okay? So we need to be able to go through that. And I had someone ask, and you're saying that how should I deal with inconsistency when working with goals? How should I do with inconsistency? And that is where I come in, that when we talked about frustration, you begin or you set your goals because you want a certain kind of life. And sometimes you feel you have not hit the ground or you have not hit your milestone. Frustration kicks in. When frustration kicks in, do not deny. Embrace it and understand frustration is communicating to me. What is it saying? Do I need to be better? Do I need to commit? Do I need to be consistent? Do I need to show up every day? Do I need to sign up for mentorship? What do I need to do? Do I need to do my assignments? What do I need to do? Now, when you decide to do that, you focus, because you cannot have consistency without focusing. You must be able to be determined and say, you know what, I want this particular thing, I want to do it, and for the next 3 months or the next months, all the months that are remaining in this year, I want to be able to show up for this particular thing every day. That means, yes, I have so many other things, but I've chosen this one thing. I'm not going to spread myself so thin. I am going to choose one thing. So I need you to be able to limit your circumference, your area of operation. Do not take on so many things at the same time. Take on one thing at a time, okay? When you take on one thing, make sure you have laser focus. Focus on that particular thing and ask yourself, if I can't do it, who can help me do it, okay? What kind of knowledge do I need to do it? So what can I do in order to have it accomplished? Can I set a time frame? And consistency, by the way, sometimes you have to be able to to create a particular space. Okay, I remember atomic habits say that there are cues, that you attach certain cues, that if I feel like this, then it's going to give me a cue as to what I need to be able to do. And environment, I found environment so good that if I decide I'm going to do this particular thing in my office every single morning, or I'm going to do it in my bedroom, or I'm going to do it in my living room, whatever it is, when I set an environment for me to be able to do that thing, when I get there, I have all the flow of energy to enable me to actually do it. So you make sure that you have your timers. You can even, set an alarm clock for it, but make sure that you have accountability as well. Let someone hold your hand. Let someone ask you, did you do this particular thing? Did you show up? Did you do this? Why? Because when they say that, eventually when they nag you, then you will go ahead and do it. And friends can nag like frustration. Frustration will nag you, you will sleep, you will wake up with it, you will eat, you will be satisfied with it. So sometimes even accountability partners are there. You tell them what you want to do for that particular month, and then they're able to ask you, did you do this particular thing? Did you tick it off your list, your to-do list? What exactly are you planning? When are you planning to do it? Setting time limits and all that. But let me tell you, there is nothing that beats commitment, and there is nothing that beats a sense of focus. When you focus, you can finish and accomplish so much, so many things. Okay. We have, okay, can I be a coach? Okay. Shayla is saying, you're an inspiration to me. I feel a great change in me because of listening to you. God help me put into practice all that I am learning from you, dear coach. Amen. Assignments, there is something called retake. Aha, thank you so much. Patron, thank you so much for reminding us there is retake. This time when you retake, you actually pay for a full course. You do not just, you retake, you pay for the full course. Okay, and Nasozi Maureen, good to have you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. So remember, I said that after frustration and all that, I'm going to come back and read some of the questions. Make sure that you focus and decide to solve and say, and decide to believe in yourself. Okay, sometimes we are frustrated, but we do not believe in ourselves. And because we do not believe in ourselves, then there is nothing much we can accomplish. We find ourselves doing nothing, okay? Because we do not believe in ourselves. We are in doubt. We are second guessing ourselves. Can I be able to do it? How will I do it? I think there are people who are better than me. But once you realize that this is what your frustration is pointing at, that you know what, you are earning little money. Let me tell you something that this is something that I'm planning to share with us, but again, I might as well share with you a little bit, okay? When it comes to wealth creation, because remember, we're not just talking about feel-good coaching and mentoring and transformational speaking just to end at that. It has to end in a paycheck. But do you know that wealth loves speed? Do you know so many of our problems when it comes to money? It's not because let me say we are earning small money, okay, or we can't earn the money, but it's at the rate at which we are earning the money. We are earning the money at a very slow rate, okay? So that means, just look at this. If you could earn what you are earning, what you earn in a year, just imagine, make the addition in a year and say, I can be able to earn that in a month. Let me tell you, I keep pushing the limits, I keep pushing the boundaries, and there's nothing that is impossible. When I started, I didn't think that will actually be a possibility. Remember, I had gone into the world of employment, and up until up to until last year, that is when I quit the world of employment. And I said, you know what, no more, I'm not going to be employed. But again, I learned a lot from the world of employment. I remember that should have been 2020, 2021 and 2020, 2021 and 2019. Those 3 years, I took it upon myself that even when I was in the world of employment, I did not touch my salary. And it accumulated, okay? But after that, I went a notch higher and said that, you know what, now that I'm quitting the world of employment, I actually want to earn the amount I have been earning in a year and make sure that I earn it in a month. And I got that. I was able to hit that. And now I said, okay, there are particular weeks I've said, in this week, I am going to earn what I would have earned in a year. And let me tell you, it has worked out. It will not work out every week, but it has worked out. Why? Because I determine how much I earn according to the speaking engagements, according to the merchandise, according to what I do, according to my coaching, according to my consultation. Because again, consultation, aside from right now, my consultation is actually highly paying more than the speaking engagements and the coaching and the merchandise and everything else. Okay, when it comes to the mentorship, I'm not even looking at that because that is sustaining so many other working moving heads in the company and in the foundation. So I need you to know that these things are doable, but growth loves speed. Okay, and I'm not saying that when you have to speed up so much, because sometimes when you speed up so much, then you do not even consolidate what you have. But I need you to grow to the extent that you can be able to decide your speed of earning, you can be able to decide how much you earn, you can be able to decide what you do with your life, you can be able to decide and say, okay, for example, if you got ill and just decided that, you know what, you can't go to work to your 9 to 5 job, would you still have a job after a month? Okay, if you got sick, because everyone wants value, and most companies do not have those protective policies where they say, you know what, because our worker is sick, we're going to keep the job for a full month or for 3 months or for 5 months. That means they're going to replace you, but that no one can replace the skill that you have in your mind. So if you have a speaking skill, if you have a coaching skill, if you have a counseling skill, if you have course creation skill, if you have, as in, you can start anywhere, and sometimes you don't even have to invest a lot in order to take off. You just have to be serious, you just have to show up, you just have to be consistent, and you just have to love what you do. So what I was talking about was you deciding to believe in yourself and say, I can solve it. Okay, now that I have shown up, I am focused, but I believe in myself to say that I can actually do it, and it is very doable. Okay, so I want you to be able to listen, understand what is the origin of your frustration. Okay, what is the origin of your frustration, and write it down. Even now, as we are in this chat, I need you to be able to note it down and tell me what is the origin of your frustration. Okay, so that we can know how to actually solve it. Thank you, George, for watching. Okay, and thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Hamid. Currently a bit down here, we read that. So I too want to create a platform to help my brothers and sisters here through this platform, and that is very possible. That is very possible. You can do it. You can help millions of people. You can help them earn a better living. You can help make better decisions. You can help grow better. You can help them have a peace of mind. You can help them stop crying. You can help them have a sense of clarity. Okay, and that is very doable. Okay, I love what you do. Be serious, show up, and put in the work. Okay. Okay, and that is we have, okay, Dynamic School of Media. Thank you so much, Coach Fifi, and thank you so much, Shayla. You can as well. How should I deal with inconsistency? We've answered that. Frustration is pointing us to something to improve. Exactly, and frustration leads to acceleration. Exactly, and frustration is a pointer. It indeed is a pointer. Okay, and okay, let's use frustration as a fuel. Okay, just like your anger, sometimes if you're not angry about where you are, you can never change where you are. But if you get to a place and say, enough is enough, I don't think I was created for small, I knew I have had this hunger, and let me tell you, even in the middle of this year, you see the kind of growth that I have gone through. Even this year, when I felt that momentum hitting and the frustration hitting, I had to pivot, and I had to say, you know what am I really frustrated about? What am I really frustrated about? And I remember at that time I was really frustrated about what I wanted to see was the deep transformation. Yes, people were lives were transforming. Whoever came into my circles was transformed, literally transformed. Their earning changed, the way they believed in themselves, the way they operated, the way they worked. But I felt there was something more to that. I felt there's something I needed, as in a transformation that was vivid. And that transformation, I remember God telling me that, you know what, I am the only one that can give that transformation. So if I can be able to come with you to the platforms of personal personal growth, to the platforms of coaching, to your platforms of transformational speaking, to your platforms of mentorship, to your platforms. If I can be able to get into them, I will be able to accelerate your words, and I will be able to anoint your words, and I will be able to work within people. And I remember going to God and fasting and praying for everyone that is in the mentorship, and praying for everyone that was under the sound of my voice, everywhere on each platform. And let me tell you, the testimonies I have had, sometimes they baffle me. Sometimes I am like, you know what, I don't want to take them in, because again, I promised and I made a covenant with God. One thing I will never be in this world is being proud. One thing I will never have in this world is an inflated ego. Everything I have been given by God, and if possible, I can give it out free of charge. That is why for you that are on the certification program, I am not certified. I mean, certification program could have been more than 3 millions, but you realize that I am giving out discounts. I am giving out, as in I am crazy like that. Why? Because what God has given me, I want you to be able to trust it, and I want you to be able to take it into consideration and respect it. Okay, so that is why we have a fee attached to it. But otherwise, I want to give from the abundance of my heart. I want someone else to live a better life because you said yes to your calling. Because you made a covenant with God and said, I'm going to serve you, I'm going to uplift the weak, I'm going to hold their hands, I'm going to serve the hungry, I'm going to help the single mothers. Because we are all called to different spheres. Our target audience and our niches are all in different spheres. Now, the work that I couldn't do, I am glad that I'm partnering with you. We are on this journey together. So glad that we are on this journey together. We're going to leave no stone unturned. One thing I love about this arena and this mentorship is there is no age limit. You can discover your passion at 70, you can discover your passion at 50, you can discover your passion at 30, you can discover your passion anytime. For as long as you feel there's a yearning inside of you to be more, I need you to be able to hearken unto it and listen to it. Atefa Abaliku Online, our coach, when we get back to Uganda, shall we continue with studies? Yes, you will have to continue with the studies, and then, but we are here every Tuesday. You'll have to continue with your studies, and then online, you actually get in touch with me on my Coach Fifi. Please just type in the numbers so that those that don't have my number can get in touch, or you type in your number as well, Coach Fifi, so that world is big and we need more people to step up in this arena. And what we give you is not just coaching, but we are teaching you how to build a brand, and not just building a brand, but to make money out of that brand, but a brand that is influential, a brand that is transformational, a brand, not just a brands of feel good and pose here and pose there. No, we have something more than that inside of us. So while the brand influencers, yes, they are doing well in their market, but for us, we are influencing with a purpose. We are influencing with passion. We are influencing with changing lives. And that is what really, really matters. And you have it inside of you. You can't tell me you don't feel it. I know you feel the frustration. And for so long, you just didn't know how to do it. So Coach Fifi is going to just type in her numbers. And when you get in touch with her, WhatsApp her or call her, talk to her about accelerated mentorship. She will be able to give you the information that you need. And then we will be able, because we have a private platform where all the videos, the coaching videos, not just the normal videos on YouTube, but the coaching videos, where the coaching videos are, and you can be able to come onto the platform and go ahead and discover, commit and discover your purpose, discover your passion, and be soaked and immersed in people helping, okay, and be able to live your wildest dreams, Let me tell you, there is no business that could have given me the life that I have right now. And I know that, people love businesses. I love businesses. I'm a business person. I'm a broadcaster as well. But being in a people helping arena, let me tell you, that gives you the peace, that gives you your calling, keeps you young, it keeps you energized, it keeps you going in so many ways. Oh my God, I almost missed on this live. Thank you. Good evening, Coach Hilda. Powerful women and men who yearn for transformation. Amazing. Once you cross into this, and it's not just transactional, selling goods and services, but you being able to deliver transformation in people's lives, let me tell you, that is a whole other ball game. That is a whole other level altogether. together of operation, and you have it inside of you. You have it inside of you. Surely, until we get frustrated with their current results, we never move forward. Great lessons, exactly. So I need you to be able to take frustration as your friend. I need questions. In case you have a question, please note it down. I would love to answer your question because I want us to grow together. For those of you that can actually make it to Media Plaza Fridays, we are at Media Plaza level 3. That is 5 to 8 p.m. We are speaking life, we are speaking business, and we are speaking coaching. Okay, so make sure that you make your way there. And for the online platform, I have promised every Tuesday we will be here dissecting and learning and being able to set up ourselves. When you look at the coaching industry, the course creation industry, the transformation or the information era, it is growing by the day. And let me tell you, it's not going to stop growing because the world is so big. The people that need help are so many, okay? And we cannot exhaustively handle everyone. And you know, our needs as humans are recurring, okay? So if you ask me what business outperforms or does better than any other business, the business of people helping. But remember, it is a calling, and to make sure that you grow, you know, out of your comfort zone. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so I'm waiting for those questions. I want us to be able to answer some questions so that we can go surely until we get frustrated. Yeah, we just read that. I'm learning from this platform. Okay, okay, I've started my journey in coaching, still learning and growing. I believe I will meet with you one day watching from Kenya. Great to have you, Catherine. Let me tell you, when we will meet, and when we meet, we're going to have a lot to catch up on and a lot to talk about. So I'm glad that you are here. And yeah, I saw your message. Okay, and Abali online, yes, we are here every Tuesday. On Thursday we have the in-person class, and then we have the private platform where we have all the resources, okay? You can just be able to set your pace, go through them, and we have a certificate at the end of this year. We will be actually graduating on the 1st of December. So prepare for you that are in the Gladiators 3 and 4. Make sure that you prepare. 1st of December we will be graduating, and it will be amazing time catching up and being able to network and being able. We will be more than 300 or 400. We envision more than 400 people or 500 people in attendance. So it's going to be a good day of networking, putting on. We'll be in evening gowns, and you will be graduating. We will have cocktails, we will have food, we will have a full-blown celebration. Okay, so how do I balance purpose? Okay, this is let me see, surely until you get. Okay, Grace, you're saying thanks a lot for the golden heart and understanding of the covenant. How do I balance between business and purpose? How do I balance between business and purpose? Okay, now when it comes to the world of business, okay, you realize that this is transactional. The transaction, for example, Coach Naira is our tycoon coach. So tycoon coach, I understand where you come from, and she's your business is, I mean, you have learned this is a skill, and this is a skill that is sustaining your family. This is a skill that is putting money, that is putting food on table. This is a skill that you love to do. It is business. Actually, we don't love doing business. We love the benefits that business bring. Okay, let me correct that. We don't love, if it were to begin business, because business is hard. You have to deal with human resource, you have to deal with hiring, you have to motivate people, you have to talk nicely with clients, you have to, so you realize that none of us would have chosen business, okay? Would have chosen something else. But we love business because of the benefits that it brings to us, okay? The money, the choosing of the hours to work, and you know, when you're self-employed and all that. So business is good. But when it comes to your purpose is your calling, the reason as to why you were created and the reason as to why you were born. And so many of us, how we want to discover our purpose, or how we begin the journey, is by feeling the frustration, okay? Sometimes it's because of admiration. You look look at someone, they're doing what you're saying, you know what, I've never done that, but I would have loved to do that. And you just feel whenever you follow that person, you love what they are doing. Sometimes you mimic it, sometimes you imitate it, sometimes. So how we find our purpose is totally different so many times. It's sometimes by admiration, it's sometimes when people tell you and they're like, you know what, whenever I come to you with problems, I just find that when I speak to you, I go back fine. So that means we find our purposes different. But the moment you find your purpose and like, okay, I love to see people growing. So you realize that your purpose gives you a lot more satisfaction than even just the job where you go to make money, where you go to talk to customers, where you go to add value to other people, or in terms of transaction and goods and services that are being exchanged. So here there is a deeper level of fulfillment. There is a deeper level of peace. You feel you are contributing to humanity. You feel you're holding another person's hand. You feel you are exercising the power and the authority that God gave you. Okay, so your purpose is your God-given mandate. It's your calling. Okay, it is what God deposited inside of you before your parts were woven together in the sacred places. It is what is inside of you, the cry, the unsettling kind of feeling. And sometimes when you're invited to TV and you speak, you feel like, oh my God. When you're invited to radio, when you open up a live session on YouTube, when you liaise with other people, when you speak to people, you feel like there's a sense of a sense of growth, a sense of hunger, a sense of wanting to help other people, a sense to give back. Now, how you balance between the two is knowing that, you know what, this job is giving me money. This job is sustaining me. Now, I might be able to have my purpose as a side hustle for some time while I seek to grow it. Some people never seek to grow it. Some people still want their business to be performing well. And meanwhile, the side hustle to also flourish as a side hustle. They never want it to turn into a big time thing or a full time thing. And that is okay. Some people have used that approach and they're like, you know what, I'm going to concentrate on my business and part of my time I'm going to commit it to help other people. But remember, if you're the kind that eventually loves and it also depends on how fast you're rising, how fast you're grasping, how strategic you're supposed to position yourself, because purpose is also not for the faint-hearted. Okay, it's not a switch that you just switch on. You keep unveiling, you keep finding. Sometimes you need to invest in it. You need to show up and you need to be fully present. So that means it also has the same demands like the business had. So that is why so many people strangle their side hustles, which is their purpose, and they concentrate on their main business. But in this case, there are so many people that are sold out to making their side hustles the big hustles or the main hustles. And so you can give your business time, but eventually you feel like, you know what, I will be much more peace if I make my side hustle, which is my purpose, my main hustle. And people have been able to make it, to make it. And I usually say, do not transition until you have planned enough long term and say that, okay, I have 6 months of earning. Even if I don't earn for 6 months or I don't earn for a year, I will be able to survive. I'll be able to be fine. And so that I can make this switch so that the people that knew me as a business person can know me as, you know, this person with this calling, with this purpose, and a person that can be able to help them. And you can tell when you're growing, you can tell when you're unstoppable, you can tell when you're making more money, you can tell. Okay. And sometimes when we have a business that is giving us a bit of peace of mind and leeway to just be there, sometimes we do not fan into flames the side hustle that we have. So there is a tendency of complacency and compromise because I have this business, so I'm not going to work hard. Let me tell you, some of us, because we did not have options, we had to succeed or succeed. That is how we jumped into the deep end, and that is how it was so easy for us to earn in our purpose. Why? Because we took away all the options and we were like, you know what, I told myself, no, I'm not going into employment. Actually, it's until I started the media personality that I tried employment, and employment was not employment that you're signing a contract as an employee. My contract was actually, I was contracted. Okay, I was contracted by StarTimes to work on one of their on their platforms, and so I came in as as an individual contractor. I did not come in as an employee, but even then I considered that employment because you work and you get paid per month. But the reason as to why a time came and I saw that was not working anymore, for those of you that followed me, I had to move away from the morning show. I had literally to go back to doing once or twice a week. I would literally give them my rules, and I'm like, you know what, you're not changing the money that you're paying me, but I'm dropping 4 days. And they're like, but how can that happen? And I'm like, watch me, because that is what I can give you, that is what my time can permit. But you realize that now I was fully into coaching, I was fully into training, I was fully into mentoring, I was fully into, product formulation. So I had very little time on my hand, and after some time I actually had to make a full switch and say, you know what, no more employment, let me just concentrate on my work. So how you balance them is your time, okay? And you can never balance them. You just have to create a harmony. Now, that is the most important thing. You can never balance them. You can, otherwise, if you try to balance, you will be the one that is in the middle, that is lost and frustrated and confused and crying. So what you do is you create a harmony that these two can coexist. It could be a harmonious time, okay, that this is the time I do my work and this is the time that I commit fully to my purpose. Okay, during the weekends when I'm invited to speak, I will provide the time. When I come back from work, what do I do? So you realize that now you are creating flexible schedules so that you can be able to harmonize the purpose and the work schedule, most especially if you're self-employed or you own your own business, okay? It becomes so hard if you're employed, but even when you're employed, what do you do from 5 to midnight? There's a lot you can do. You can coach people, you can help people, there are so many things that have come up in this information era. So you cannot balance, but you can create a harmony. I hope that really, 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 really helps, okay? Okay, this one says, truth is, I'm frustrated. I feel I want to do. The truth is, I'm frustrated. Look for what to do. Thank you, doctor. For me, is confidence. I feel like I'm not enough and angry with myself. I'm a non-starter. Okay, and so if you are a non-starter, remember, that means you are delaying with confidence. It's like a woman saying, I feel labor pains, but I'm just going to stay at home. I will not go to hospital. Before you know it, you are giving birth to a stillborn baby. Why? Because you refuse to go to the hospital, and now you do not have means for self-delivery, and then all of a sudden maybe the baby is already tired, in distress, and maybe they have even died in your womb. So you realize that non-starters, they live a frustrated life all through. And then if you're a non-starter, you get into a marriage, you frustrated your husband, you're frustrating your children, you're frustrated because you know there is something I should be doing, but I'm not doing it. Now, that is where I told you, I want you to find clarity. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? Okay, why aren't you a self-starter? Is it because you lack the confidence? Is it because you do not have discipline? Is it because you don't long for things enough, or you are not ambitious enough? Because ambition cannot be learned. You are either ambitious or non-ambitious. Okay, so I need you to be able to zero down according to what we have talked about. Get frustrated. Focus, okay, and understand, zero down, why is that frustration? What is that frustration telling you? And then focus on one task. Some of us, are you a multitasker? If you're a multitasker, sometimes you tend to do so many things and you tend to do nothing or accomplish nothing. So ask yourself, why is it I can name myself a non-starter? Why is it? Is it that sometimes I start but I can't be consistent? Is it the fear that every time I'm about to start something, I'm held back by the fear, and I'm feeding that fear instead of starving it? And the reason as to why people come for this kind of mentorship is not that they could never have grown on their own. They could have searched through YouTube videos, they could have done, but sometimes we come to this as accountability. We come to this growth space as form of accountability, as form of reminders, as form of forming credibility when it comes to you and your brand and the things that you want to create, okay? So I feel your frustration, but I want you to zero down on the certain intricate details. Why is it that you are non-starter? When did this start? Okay, what is that? What is causing you to call yourself a non-starter? That should be a frustration. What are you frustrated about? What do you think? What would you do? What one step would you take in order to feel better about yourself? And you realize that there is that step that you can actually take to feel better about yourself. So I need you to be able to find it, okay, and do that one thing. If it is to sign up for mentorship, if it is to read a book, if it is to go and meet and make a consultation. And I mean, I still make consultations from people that I think are better than me. So why? Go and make a consultation. Sit down with someone, pen with paper, and write down and find out. Get a coaching session, okay? For those of you that are in mentorship, you realize that you have access to me, and you have access to phone calls or evaluation, personal evaluation. It could be about what is happening in your personal life, because I am concerned about you in a holistic way, not just in the coaching and speaking arena, but even in your personal life, in your marriage, in your relationship, and the decisions that you make, because they affect this bigger decision. Okay, so I need you to be able to tell me, okay, and you're saying, okay, let me see, that for me it's confidence. I feel like I'm not good enough and angry about myself. And you're angry about yourself because you're not doing anything about it. Even if you did a tiny bit, anything about that situation, you will be a winner. And how confidence is built is by doing something small, and you do another something small, and you do another something small. Before you know it, you are used to the whole thing, and you do not have fear, and you are confident about that particular thing, okay? Okay, coach in a community of people unwilling to listen, learn, and full of negativity. How do I get my words of encouragement to reach those people? My dear, number one, I will tell you, we have free platforms where not just the people, the small group of people that you want to target is, but where there's a bigger group of people. So I need you to be able to engage on social media platforms, could be TikTok, and then I want you to find out where is your audience, because you'll find that your audience, for example, most of my audience is not Instagram. Most of my audience is Facebook and TikTok. And so if I can be able to maximize those two, I am home and dry. So you realize that if you find that, okay, your main platform is Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is, concentrate on that. Show up every day. Post something in line with what you want to post and the people that you want to talk to. You'll get one or two people that start to tell you, oh, it's like you knew what I was going through. Oh, I don't know what happened. Do not impose yourself on any group of people. Do your work. Let them notice you, and then let them come for help if they need it. Okay? Do your work. Show up every day, even when no one is liking your content, even when no one is saying anything. Show up, show up, show up. And you'll be surprised who is following. You'll be surprised who is watching. Some of the people never give feedback. Some of the people never come to you to tell you that you're doing something good and that you changed their lives. But let me tell you, after some time, you'll hear some of these things, and you will be surprised at how many people follow you and how many people are watching, but they never give you feedback. So I need you to be able to, don't impose on people. Make sure that you create your own platforms. You go ahead. When they find that you're giving them value, they will come and stick around, and they will need more value from you, okay? Coach Naira is saying, thank you so much. Harmony is better. Thank you, Coach. My frustration is society talks. I fear to be judged or talked about. My frustration, I comparison with other people being better than me. I hate this envious me, okay? And you can make a decision, Natasha, you can make a decision to actually leave that docket. And if you're saying that your frustration is society talks, I want you to tell me who has ever been frustrated by society talk and has ever won. Who has ever been frustrated and has ever been able to chop people's lips or to even just refuse them? Let me tell you, someone might not say anything, but they will look at you and they will call you stupid in their head. They will call you foolish in their head. Everyone that has a mouth is entitled to their own opinion, and they can speak whatever they want. So I don't want you to even take that in and base on that to do anything or not to do anything. Whether you do, they will talk. Whether you don't do, they will talk. So what would you rather do? I would rather go ahead and do what I need to do in order they have that, so that they have a better reason to talk. Instead of me limiting and making my shine dull so that I can fit into a society that is crying, a society that is not helping me, that is not holding my hand, that is not paying me, that is not helping me. I would rather be of use, and I would rather maximize maximize my time, and I would rather show up. The comparison bit is just knowing that you are uniquely made and you can never be anyone. You can never be me. You can never be that person next to you. You have to do you. So that means you're going to waste a lot of time being envious. You're going to waste a lot of time looking at other people's work, and you forget to do your own work. And then we have a short time, guys. We have a limited time. Why would you want, what would it benefit you to lose yourself in the process of comparing yourself while other people are just making it in the world? Can't you get annoyed and angry and agitated about that? Okay, so I need you to be able to know that this is a self-defeating, okay? This is a self-defeating behavior, and it's not helping at all. Society will talk and talk and talk and talk. And the only way you shut them up is by continuing to do the things that you do, not by backing down. Whenever you back down, they're celebrating and saying, wow, we got them. But whenever you go on, your head, your forehead has to be adamant, okay? You have to be able to knock everything in your way, go in the way of your dreams and pursue your dreams, and know that you are a unique individual and you're not going to fit in with anyone, and it's okay to be unique and different and special. It is okay. Do not dull your shine to be understood by other people or to fit into any scenario, okay? So I need you to be able to step up on that. Remember, we usually do that is 8 to 9. I don't want to go any further than this. I hope that we've gotten our last question that was coming in from Natasha. Welcome, Gladiators 4. And for those Gladiators 3, it's an awesome journey. We're still to church, Kuba. We're still going all the way, okay? Remember, we have graduation on the 11th of December. So I want you to work towards that. For those of you that are finishing tuition, make sure that you work it out with Coach Fifi. For those of you that have questions and you need them answered, I'm available. Coach, may I have a problem? I'm single, and every woman I try is like, I don't understand. Dennis, every woman you try, it's like you don't, okay, they don't understand. What don't they understand? What don't they understand? And if I met you, Dennis, I don't know where you are from, but if I met you, I'll be able to tell. Because sometimes we send off certain vibes, okay? We send off certain vibes to people, and we can't redeem ourselves. So when someone looks at you and you look confused, when someone looks at you and you look like you don't know what you want, you look like you are visionless, you look like, and I'm not saying that's what you're looking like, Dennis, but I'm telling you the things that women don't like. Women don't like men who are not confident. Women don't like men who are visionless. Women don't like men who are not providing leadership, okay? It's like you're second guessing yourself all the time. I tell this to Tim all the time. The reason as to why he even made it, or the reason as to why I even gave him the time of my day, I was like, you know what? I just needed someone who is confident about themselves. And when I saw that trait in you, a leader in you, someone that cleans up so well, grooms up so well, someone knows what fits them, someone that is stylish, someone that is, that feels like, you know what, it feels good. So women also have likings. Women are not just there to be taken, okay? So I need you to be able to understand what kind of hair, what cut do you have? What kind of words do you speak? What kind of groups do you hang around on? Sometimes you must develop yourself and grow so that you have some speaking skills, communication skills, self-belief, confidence, and that is why we have Hold My Hand, the annual membership. The annual membership is not expensive, but we meet every Friday. We talk about life. You develop your sixth sense. You develop your confidence so that you cannot even cry about someone who is ghosting you or someone who is not giving you the time of their day. If they're not allowing you, accepting you, it's their loss, okay? But that is after you have grown, you have fortified yourself, and you know what you want out of life. You're not just second guessing yourself. You're not biting your tongue. You're not, shaking your eyes. You're not just looking frustrated all the time. No. So I need you to be able to get in touch with me so that we can be able to talk about this, okay? Women know what type of men that they want, and sometimes we give a wrong idea about who we are, and we don't give who we really are in a relationship. So I need you to be able to get in touch with me, okay? From me to you, I think it will be I love you. Yes, graduation, the triumphant dove coach, that is Coach Isabel. We are going to the graduation is on the 1st of December. It's going to be quite a big day. We are inviting people. Coach, you're speaking my language, the things we like in men. Exactly. And men should know that women have a choice as well. Men think that when they look at a woman and they look at, all those things, the cleavage, the nyash, the what, and that is how, so for them, they have things that they admire about a woman, and they think that a woman will just take about anyone. It's not true. But sometimes, Dennis, if certain women refused you, sometimes God helped you dodge a bullet, okay? Maybe those were not the right women in your life. But again, if we get to talk, I will get to understand what kind of man you are, and what kind of people you've been, going for, and why have they been keeping away from you? I can be able to tell that, okay? So from me to you is a good night. We are 8 minutes into 9, and I don't think I want to go past that. But otherwise, let's get back to our usual platforms. For those of you that are doing assignments, please go ahead and do them and hand them in my inbox. And so that we can do personal evaluations. For those of you and Gladiators 3, we are starting evaluations, serious evaluations, because I need to evaluate you whether you're ready for graduation or not. And those of you that are in Gladiators 4, welcome on the platform. A lot is going on. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fascinating. So it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be transformational. But for you, you are going to do, and then those of you that are in Gladiators 3, you're doing your roundtables and, all those outreaches. For those of you that are in Gladiators 4, you will understand what roundtables are and what outreaches are, and how many coaching hours must you achieve in order to graduate, and all those things. We are going to make sure that we talk about them time after time. But those of you that are online, every Tuesday we are here. For those of you that come for in-person classes, we are at Media Plaza, 3rd floor. Please get your Trailblazers journal. Get your Trailblazers journal. You can get it through Coach Fifi, or you can come to my inbox and let's have it delivered, or you can come for it at Media Plaza. Deliberately Selfish and Tears on My Pillow are back in stock, so make sure that you get yourself a copy, okay? And if you need a link to the private videos, you can be able to actually also get it. So get in my inbox and let me know how I can be of service to you, and how I can be able to hold your hand, okay? Otherwise, from me to you is a good night, and love you, love you, love you. Coach Tycoon, thank you so much, dear coach. Much love from this side. Thank you so much. Bless you, bless you. See you on Friday.